Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. As I promised you, I'm back and from my vacation. Now, inshallah, I'll be posting my videos regularly. So last we discussed was that for the quilt that I made, you need this block. This block is repeated throughout the project. Now, how to draw this thing, that's what we'll discuss today. In order to do paper piecing on web, you'll find many people using different kind of papers. Some are using foundation papers, paper, and some are using freezer paper. But I'm using a simple regular paper that is available at home, like A3 size, A4 size paper. And in fact, I'm using an old paper, the paper that is used on one side, and I'm using the blank side. I don't want to use the new paper. I want to prefer not to waste, paper. So okay, so what we need for this is that paper, this plain paper, and if you have this triangle, well and good. You can draw a triangle with this one. This triangle is actually called equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle meaning all the sides are of same length. Or if you want to go more, if you remember a little bit of geometry of yours when you did in your school, these are equal size length and their angles are 60-degree angles. Okay, 60-degree angles. If you don't have this, you don't have to worry. You can draw this if you remember a little bit of your geometry, or let me just show you how you can do this thing. If you don't have the compass, no problem, you can even still draw. First you should know how big of a length of a triangle you want. Like suppose you need a 6-inch, you just need a scale, draw a line, supposedly 6, let me make it 7. Okay, 7-inch. Okay, this is the point, one end and the other end. Just make a dot just so to be clear. Now we know that in order to make an equilateral triangle, you need a compass. But if you don't have a compass, what you can do is easy thing. If you have a ribbon or a thread, anything. I have a ribbon. I'm using that ribbon and I tie the ribbon on one end of the pencil, and then I put the tip of my pencil at one end, and then I stretch my ribbon and put my paper pen. I have a paper pen here, and let me just see if it is. Yes, the paper pen should pass through this point. Okay, once you have it, what you do is draw an arc, okay, in this direction. Once you're done, don't move, okay, just hold the ribbon and the pen, move it across to this point. Now put it here again, pick the pencil and make an arc. Once you make an arc, the point where these both are cross, that's your new point, and that's where you're going to draw the triangle. I just need to see if you can see. Voila, you have a new equilateral triangle. And if you don't want to do this, if you find this thing more complicated, go to the website, go to the web and search for equilateral triangle. Once you search for Google equilateral triangle, go to the images, and in images, whichever image you find appropriate, like supposedly I found this one appropriate, what I'll do is I'll just go to the website or just zoom in and trace it on my paper. Tracing it is very easy, you know, from your screen, so you can do that. Okay, so there are 3 ways you can do that. So once you have drawn that triangle, let me just show you that I have made a triangle here. Now what you're supposed to do is measure 1/2 inch, in fact, yes, 1/2 inch from the top here, 1/2 inch. Okay, make a dot here. This on this side. Now, not on this side, here, measure 1/2 inch from here. I'm just making a dot, prominent dot, so that I can see it. Now again, on this side I have it. On this side of the triangle, again I'll measure 1/2. You have to be very accurate. You know, the thing is, in paper piecing, whatever you draw, whatever faults you have in your drawing, that will appear in your final result. And if you're very careful, if you're very accurate, then your final result will be much more accurate. Okay, I'm using different, this is the pencil, I'm using a blue pen just to actually show you. Not, you're not supposed to do that thing. I told you that I don't know if I mentioned that thing in my previous video or not, but I want you to use, in order to draw for paper piecing, use pencil, not pen. Don't use pen. Why? Because once you're drawing, once you're paper piecing, and if for some reason you spill water, or if you, when you're tearing off the whole, when you're done with your quilt and you're tearing off all the paper, and sometime it is tough, sometime people, they mist or they iron and then they do steam iron, this ink will leak and on your fabric, and it will destroy your project. So I would highly recommend that you use pencil instead of pen. I'm doing this thing right now just to show you how to draw, just to let you know the difference between these triangles. Let me show you this here. Now let me connect. Okay, so now I have this one triangle, the second triangle. Now for the third triangle, again, in the first one I measure 1/2 inch from here. Now in the next, now my next triangle is this one, so I'll measure 1/2 inch for this triangle. Not this one, not with the pencil, the one I draw with the pen. Okay, that's why I use pen, just to let you know, just to show you, because in the video you'll be more, you know, like it will be much more easier for you to understand. Okay, now again 1/2 inch on this side, same on this side. Okay, now again I'm using a different color of pens, such just to show you. I'm using red. Definitely you won't be using red in your drawing. Again, this is just to show you that I'm making different triangles. The size of the triangle is decreasing as I move along. And okay. One thing that you see here is that my triangle is actually twisting in this way. As you can see in my final version, the triangle is twisting this way, right? But if you want to twist your triangle in the other direction, in the anti-clock direction, you can do is 1/2 inch from here, 1/2 inch from here, and 1/2 inch from here, 1/2 inch from here, or 1/2 inch from here. Then it will be twisted in this direction. So it is your choice. My choice was to twist it in this direction. So this is one way that you take 1/2 inch, measure 1/2 inch every time, and or I found this thing much I was more comfortable, in fact, and it was easier for me to use a compass. The first time, just measure 1/2 inch from my compass, and this. Let me just move my pencil a little bit further. Here, this is 1/2 inch. I'll be accurate. Now my life is much more easier. Instead of using scale every time, I just point this. Oopsie daisy. I have this. Now I can join. Just put a pencil on the point and on the point. Now you can see that actually I just fast forward my video, and I just did that because the same process that I just told you is repeated again and again. And as you can see, as I'm moving along, the size of the triangle is getting smaller just by 1/2 inch, and I'll repeat it till I reach the point where I feel like that this is the smallest triangle that I need. Okay, now as you can see that I'm finished with my twisted triangle. Now I'm not going to go any further. I think this is the maximum I can go, and this is the appropriate side of the size of the triangle that I needed for the middle one. Okay, now there are many. First thing is that I used 1/2 inch for each triangle. If you can ask, like, why did I go for 1/2 inch? Why can't I go for 1 inch? If I go for 1 inch, let me just show you in this one. See, I have another triangle, but see the difference between these two? My next triangle, the strip of fabric I'll be using is small as compared to this one, but the number of triangles will be less, because it will be like one triangle, 2, 3, 4. So I'll be using just 4 fabrics, but I want more fabric because I need a transition of colors for my project a little bit more. So in my project I'll be using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 7. At least use 6, 7 or 8, not like 4, because in 4 it won't look good, at least to me, because this curve you'll get this smooth curve if you have more layer of paper. If you don't, then you'll have like a little bit straight lines that I don't like. I want this to be a smooth curve, so that's why I used 1/2 inch. You can use a 3/4 inch, you can try that thing, but that's how I used it. Okay, once you're done with this, now we'll discuss the tips, because right now we know how to draw this triangle, and you'll see many tutorials, many YouTubers, they have shown you how to draw this triangle. But now what I'm going to discuss are the tips that made my life easy. These are my personal experience. You won't find on any website or any YouTube. These are the tips that helped me a lot. Before going to the sewing machine, we have to take certain steps that we'll discuss now. The first thing is that the first picture, that first triangle that I draw, is the master copy. So you need to make, at least for this project, you need 24 pieces. Okay, 24 triangles. Okay, so print out 24, but just to make sure, why don't you print 6 more, 6 extra, okay, just to be on the safe side. So you'll have 30, print 30, print out, print them 30, okay. As I said again, print them at one go, print them from one copy, print them out, cut them. What I did was I took an extra quarter inch line, extra quarter inch line, and cut them. Cut these into triangles, put them on the floor, and color them the way you want your design to be. Once you color, keep them on the floor, and then what you do is mark them. How do you mark them? This is what it is. You mark them with these numbers. For me, this number, this is the column, and this is the row, okay. So like supposedly here I have, where is my picture? Okay, this is the one I put it here. The first would be first column and first row. The next one will be on my floor, would be like this, and I'll make sure that I put a line and an arrow. This arrow shows that this is the base and this one is in this direction, because this is very important. Lay them out just like right now I'm putting it like this way, supposedly. Yes, let me put it this way. You'll put all these and you'll color them. Now you put base and up, okay. This triangle is in this direction, this triangle is in this direction, this triangle is in this direction, and you name them accordingly, okay. Once you're done that, pick them up. You don't have to worry, because now you have these numbers. Next thing what you're supposed to do is you have to, here you can see that I have made blue, red, and black, but as I said, they should be all in pencil. But once you start sewing and you put this thing in a sewing machine, the problem will come here, okay, because these lines are so close, you don't know which line is for which triangle, okay. So for that purpose, what I did was I used a little bit of symbols. What I mean by that, I used like cross symbol. This is my triangle, first triangle, right? So just to let me know that this is the triangle. The next triangle is this one, okay. So for that I did was use a different sign, like 2 lines, and I made these 2 lines here. I'll continue here also, because this is the triangle. Same here, 2 lines here, 2 lines here, 2 lines here, 2 lines here. Again, use pencils, no other colored pencils you can use, but no pen, no marker, nothing. The next triangle is this one, so I'm putting 3 lines. This will extend till here, okay. This is how I mark all of them, and you can see how complicated it becomes here. So by putting these symbols, my life is much more easier. I know how to draw, I know where to draw, okay. Once you're done with that, now the final thing would be fold them. What I mean by fold them is that you fold them into, let me grab something that will help me. When you're doing foundation piecing, you need to, your fabric is actually underneath, and you have this paper on top. So you have no idea what is going on behind this thing. Just to make your life easy, what you do is get a card, any kind of card available to you. I have this one extra, so I use this card and put it on the triangle, like this triangle, put it here, and fold. Once you're done that thing, press it with your thumb. That's it. Don't extend, just you need to fold it from this point to this point. I'll let you know why I did that and how it helped me later, okay? But just follow these instructions, just like as I said. Do this with all 24, do all these symbols and these numbers. I'll let you know why I have put these numbers. See, I fold this. Now move on to the next triangle. I'm going to fold. Okay, once you did all the folding, okay, now we can go for paper piecing. We can go to the sewing machine. There are many ways to do the sewing. The most common method that you'll find on the web is what they do is that they take the extra copy of your main block, the drawing, and then they cut each piece separately, and then they measure fabric according to that piece, and then they start sewing the whole thing. But as you can see in our project, their pieces are too many. They're very thin, small pieces, and they're too many. So I didn't go for that method. I chose a very simple and easy method, and by using that method, you'll save a lot of your fabric and you'll save a lot of your time. And for that, what I need was, since that the project is a twisted log cabin, and in log cabin we know that we start stitching from the center. So the main centerpiece is from where we start sewing, and in our project the centerpiece is a triangle. So I cut that triangle from one of the extra copies, and that is all I needed. And this triangle is always the background black in my project, black fabric. So what I did was I cut a black strip, which was only a 1.5 inch strip, and then from that 1.5 inch strip you measure according to your triangle, because everybody has a different drawing, different size. In my case, it was a triangle that can easily be cut if I have 1.5 inch strip. So I cut a triangle from that strip, and then for the rest of the pieces around that triangle, I just cut each fabric, each color in 1 inch strip, into 1 inch strip. This is my project. This is my drawing according to my triangle. You can have yours. You can check yours. How much do you need? And it depends upon how much seam allowance you use. In this project, I would recommend that don't use 1/4 inch seam allowance, because it will be very bulky. So in my case, I just have 1 inch strip for all the color fabric except for the middle. The middle one is 1.5 inch square, 1.5 inch strip of black fabric. This way I'm not wasting my fabric. This way I'm not wasting my time, thinking which one goes which way, numbers. Just to make your life easy, just this triangle, you need this triangle. Why? Because first piece you need to cut. And I did this way. I just used to put this one here on the back side, okay? And then I just, not accurate, I don't have to be accurate, I just cut this fabric like this way, and then I have this triangle. Cut this portion also, then I have this fabric and this once I have this fabric, I'll just go back to my original picture, pin it here, and then start sewing. Just put this fabric on the back side and then just start sewing and cutting them. So this is, I think, much easier way than going and stacking them and doing this kind of a thing. So this is my suggestion. Okay, that's it, and this is all we have as far as drawing the the block is concerned. Inshallah, in our next video we'll be on our sewing machine and I'll be stitching this block, or basically I'll be doing the paper piecing, and in that video also we'll discuss what kind of problems we faced and how we overcome them, and how to make the project much more smoother, much more not confusing, very simple and easy. I know my video is a bit long, but this is all just to help those who are doing paper piecing the first time. I hope you like my video, and inshallah soon I'll be uploading more videos regarding this project. Thank you.